What's going on, everybody? Brian here, back at the B-Dubs Movie Hub, and I've got everything I watched in March 2025 here to talk about today. I feel like I just did my February watches like not that long ago, but here we are. It's been a month. We're at the end of March now. We're about to start April. So, I just wanted to kind of go through and talk about everything that I watched in the month of March. There's 25 movies and two limited series that I checked out. So sit tight and I'll tell you what I watched. So I'm gonna kind of look down every once in a while. I got my phone in front of me and just had my Letterboxd up. So on the very first day of March, I watched on physical media Drag Me to Hell on 4K. I really enjoyed this one, directed by Sam Raimi. I had never seen it before, but it was something that I had wanted to check out, and I picked this up at Walmart, and it's a really, really cool looking steelbook. So I checked this one out, and I gave this one 4 stars on Letterboxd. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really fun movie, and um, for something that's like a horror movie, it was I think PG-13, so it wasn't overly scary, but it had some really good jump scares and a little bit of cheesy CGI. But for the most part, Drag Me to Hell was really fun. All right, on March 6th, I started my journey into watching all of the Leprechaun movies. So I watched the very first Leprechaun. I will show this steelbook a few times here because I kind of watched the entire series. I did a whole ranking video, so I won't talk about each one of these too much here since I did a whole video on that already. I will link it down below. Anything that I've reviewed or talked about and other videos, I will link in the description here as well, just so you guys can check those out if you haven't already. But on March 6th, I did watch the very first Leprechaun. I gave this one 3 stars. I've just it's very nostalgic. I hadn't seen it in a very long time, but I really enjoyed it. And then on the 7th, I started to watch Leprechaun 2, and our power went out. It was out for about 12 hours, so it kind of ruined that whole watching experience. So um, didn't really get to really watch anything on the 7th. But on the 8th, I went ahead and I finished watching Leprechaun 2, Leprechaun 3, and Leprechaun 4 in space. Leprechaun 2, I gave 3.5 stars. Leprechaun 3, I gave 3 stars. And Leprechaun in Space, I gave 2 stars on Letterboxd. Overall, not a great entry into the series there in part 4. But I did watch all 3 of those on March 8th. On March 9th, my wife and I went and saw Last Breath in theaters. I really enjoyed this movie. It was a bit of a slow burn, but it's not overly long, which is nice. It's got a really good cast with Woody Harrelson and Simu Liu, and what's the other guy's name here? Finn Cole. All 3 of them did really good jobs. You got a pretty good supporting cast with Cliff Curtis and Mark Bonner as well. I thought they all did really good jobs there. I gave the movie 4 stars on Letterboxd. I really liked it. It was just a very good story about just trying to save one of their uh, one of their team members from the depths of the ocean. So I enjoyed it. Later on the 9th, I went back into the Leprechaun franchise and I watched Leprechaun in the Hood. I gave it 1.5 stars. It's not a very good movie. Ice-T did a pretty good job in it, but for the most part, I just did not care for Leprechaun in the Hood. March 10th, I watched Leprechaun Back to the Hood. Um, Also, not a very good entry into the series. That one I only gave 1 star. I just did not care for that movie at all. It was just not a very good entry into this whole set. And then on March 11th, I watched probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen, and that is Leprechaun Origins. That is the last film in this Steelbook set. It was freaking awful. I hated that movie so much. It did not belong in this Steelbook set. Didn't even belong in the franchise. Let's just put it that. So that wrapped up watching the original 7 movies from this Steelbook. And then on March 12th, I watched Leprechaun Returns. This one I actually thoroughly enjoyed. I think this kind of went back to the roots of uh, really kind of the original. It took place in the same location. It dealt with the daughter of the Jennifer Aniston character. So overall, I actually thought Leprechaun Returns was pretty good. I don't think I told you the star I gave for Leprechaun Origins. I gave it half a star because it was fucking terrible. God, I hate that movie so much. But Leprechaun Returns, I actually gave 3 stars. I really enjoyed this. It was different. Warwick Davis, obviously not back for the role, but overall, I just thought this was pretty surprising as far as being the 8th film in a franchise. All right, on on March 14th, I did another double feature. I talked about these in a recent pickup video. My buddy Greg had sent these to me. He got them on eBay. So I did a double feature, so I'll show both of these off here, and that is Leprechaun's Game and The Leprechaun's Curse. Both just very cheesy direct-to-video Leprechaun movies here. They're not good. These are not very good movies. I gave both of these half a star. Yeah, I gave both of these half a star. So, um, yeah, just for direct-to-video movies, these were just not very good. Um, but I feel like I want to see more shit like this. I don't know. It's just so. It's like it's so bad it's good. Maybe it's just some of these like direct-to-video, direct-to-DVD horror movies. You get these at Walmart for probably a few bucks, $5, $10 or whatever. Um, they're just not great. But I feel like I need to see more of them. On March 15th, I watched Constantine on 4K. I showed this off in my recent haul video. Beautiful looking steelbook, really good movie. I've always really liked Constantine. The CGI doesn't hold up very well. This was done, 2005? But overall, just a really awesome movie. The steelbook is really nice looking as well here. So I checked this one out. I gave this 5 stars. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say it. I really enjoyed it. It's super fun. Keanu Reeves is awesome. Even Shia LaBeouf is good in this. Rachel Weisz is really good in it. Peter Stormare, Tilda Swinton. I mean, you guys got a really good cast overall. So I've always enjoyed Constantine. So that's why I gave it 5 stars. All right, on March 16th, I went to Netflix and I watched The Electric State. I know this is getting really shitty reviews by a lot of people. Everybody hated it, said it cost way too much for what they got. I'm kind of in the middle. I gave it 2.5 stars on Letterboxd. I thought it was kind of entertaining. I thought Chris Pratt was already, he was a little bit annoying in the movie. Millie Bobby Brown did a really good job. Ke Kwan did a really good job. I mean, the cast alone is just, I mean, probably why it cost 300 and something $1 million. I mean, it had a hell of a cast overall. A lot of great actors lending their voices to the characters in this. So I didn't think it was that bad of a movie. I don't think it was a great movie. Like I said, I gave it 2.5 stars on Letterboxd. I don't know if I'll ever rewatch it, but again, if I feel the need for like a cheesy sci-fi action movie, I might give it a go again. But that's The Electric State. On March 18th, I watched Prime Cut on 4K, starring Lee Marvin, Gene Hackman, and Sissy Spacek. I've been wanting to really watch more Gene Hackman. He passed away recently. Just a really sad story all around with that one. But Hackman was such a fantastic actor. He's really good in this. He plays the bad guy. Lee Marvin's really good in it as well. And Sissy Spacek. I mean, this is a young Sissy Spacek. This was done in 1972, so I think this was before Carrie. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed Prime Cut. I thought it was a pretty good movie. I gave this 4 stars on Letterboxd. But yeah, I liked it. And that's Prime Cut on 4K. On the 20th, I wanted to watch something with Wings Hauser. He had passed away about a few days before. I think he passed away on the 15th, but I think it only came out like on the 9th or 20th that he had died. So I ended up watching Pale Blood that he is in. This is from 1990, I think. Yeah, it looks like it's from 1990. And it's an interesting take on a vampire story. I gave this one 2.5 stars on Letterboxd. Wings Hauser is a wild actor, and he's pretty wild in this one. But yeah, so that's Pale Blood. I watched this on Blu-ray. This is a Vinegar Syndrome release. I don't have it with the slipcover, unfortunately, but it was all right. It was an interesting take on like a vampire tale. Yeah, that's Pale Blood, starring Wings Hauser, who passed away recently. On March 21st, I went to the movies and I saw Mickey 17. This was one of my most anticipated movies of the year, and I was a bit let down by it. I think overall it was a very bold film, great atmosphere, like very good setting. Robert Pattinson is fantastic in it. My main issue with it is it just got a little bit too political. I'm not really big into like politics and stuff, so like it just took me out of it a little bit. I gave it 3.5 stars on Letterboxd. I still enjoyed the movie for the most part. I really thought the first half when you get to kind of see all the different iterations of Mickey going through all the different things they're having him do, I thought was really funny and really well done. But yeah, so overall 3.5 stars for Mickey 17. A bit of a letdown for me, but I still thought it was pretty good. Later that same day, on March 21st, I wanted to watch another Wings Hauser movie, so I popped in Tough Guys Don't Dance. This also stars Ryan O'Neal and Isabella Rossellini. She's not in it that much, but she does have top billing on it. But yeah, Wings Hauser is in this one as well. Another wild performance by him. This one I gave 2.5 stars. There is that really wild Ryan O'Neal scene.
Oh man! Oh God! Oh man! Oh God! Oh man! Oh God! Oh man! Oh God! Oh man!
And I don't know why they kept that in the film. I don't know why they didn't cut it out, but it was just a really weird scene. So I'm not sure why they kept that in. But yeah, that was Tough Guys Don't Dance, another Wings Hauser movie, with 2.5 stars on Letterboxd there. On March 22nd, my wife and I finished up the limited series on Netflix, Adolescence. I thought this was really well done. Stephen Graham is really, really good in this. He's in the first and really last episodes. So there's 4 episodes altogether, but he was in the first and the fourth. I thought he did a really good job. Owen Cooper, who plays his son, this is his first really big acting gig, and he was fantastic in it. Really good actor. He was in the first and the third episodes, which are really the two best episodes. I think those were the better of the out of the 4. I think the first and the third were the best. But yeah, Cooper did a really really fantastic job in this being his first role. I gave this 5 stars. I really recommend checking out Adolescence on Netflix. I think there's a little bit of controversy with it. I know some people weren't crazy about how the story was switched up. It is based on a true story, but the problem is it's not based on any one true story. It's based on like multiple true stories. If you kind of look into it a little bit, Stephen Graham, he's in the show, but he's also the creator. He kind of took different aspects from different true stories and kind of molded them into Adolescence, and I thought it was really well done. Every episode is done in one shot, which is a really really impressive feat. So I don't know, I really enjoyed it. So I hope you guys check out Adolescence. You'll have to let me know down in the comments if you did, because I really really liked it. All right, later that night, also on the 22nd, I've been wanting to watch more Cynthia Rothrock. I met her at the Chiller convention last year, and I had a little bit of a conversation about how I only seen a couple of her movies, so I really wanted to start watching more of them. So I checked out China O'Brien. I have the double feature here from Vinegar Syndrome. So I watched the first China O'Brien on the 22nd, and I gave it 3.5 stars. I thought it was really entertaining. I thought she was good. You also have Keith Cook in this. It was kind of his first role before he went on to the 2 Mortal Kombat movies. He was also in those. But yeah, overall, I thought China O'Brien Part 1 was pretty good. I gave it 3.5 stars. On the 23rd, I watched China O'Brien Part 2. Cynthia Rothrock, Keith Cook, and Richard Norton all return for that one. It was pretty good. It wasn't as good as the first one. I gave Part 2, I gave it 2 stars on Letterboxd. Here's the Part 2 in the back here. So the overall story here was all right, but the first one I feel like was a little bit better. It's very similar to Walking Tall, if you've seen either the original show or even the remake, the movie with The Rock in it. But it's very similar to Walking Tall. But for what they were, both of these were pretty fun, like little martial arts movies. So I enjoyed those. On the 24th, I went back to the theaters. I went with my buddy Scott. I've already mentioned this, and we saw Novocaine. I absolutely love this movie. I did a full review on it that I will post down below. I gave it 5 stars on Letterboxd. It is my second favorite movie of 2025 so far. We're still early in the year, it's only March, but I thoroughly enjoyed Jack Quaid and Amber Midthunder in Novocaine. I thought it was a really fun movie. I'll put the link to my review down below so you guys can check that out if you haven't already. On March 28th, my wife and I finished up another limited series, and that was Dear Child. I believe this was a German Netflix series. We both really enjoyed it. It kept us engaged and kept us kind of thinking. We kept trying to figure out, like, who was, the antagonist in this, and, who was doing all this stuff to the main character and the two kids. It was just a really good mini series. I gave this one 5 stars as well. I just think anything that can kind of keep my attention and keep me engaged and keep me thinking about what's going on, I just really enjoy. So I do recommend checking that one out too if you've got Netflix and you haven't seen it yet. Later that night, I watched the Arrow 4K release of Deep Blue Sea. I absolutely love this movie. I was gonna wait to watch this probably till next weekend or the weekend after because just to do like a review on it, but I really couldn't wait. I really wanted to watch this movie again. I thought it looked fantastic on 4K here. The CGI is dated; it does not hold up. I can tell you that right now. But overall, Deep Blue Sea has always been a very fun shark movie. One of my favorites behind Jaws. I gave it 4.5 stars, and that's mainly only because of the CGI. It's just very poorly done in most parts of it. So, yeah, I gave it 4.5 stars, but that's Deep Blue Sea, a really fun shark movie. On March 29th, I went to the movies with a couple buddies of mine, and we did a double feature. First movie we saw was Death of a Unicorn. Again, one of my most anticipated movies of the year, and it didn't really disappoint. I did enjoy it. I will link my review to that one down below. I gave it 3.5 stars. No, I gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd. This is another one where I just thought the CGI took me out of it a little bit. I kept kind of noticing how bad the CGI was. So that's what kind of took it down just a notch for me. But overall, I enjoyed the story. I really enjoyed the cast. Will Poulter, fantastic in this. So it's Death of a Unicorn, and I gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd. So then we saw The Woman in the Yard right after Death of a Unicorn. I did a full video review on this one. I will put that down in the description as well. But I just did not care for the movie. I gave it 2 stars on Letterboxd. I just was not a fan. I just thought it was confusing at times and just didn't really portray the message of that really the end of the movie I feel like should have had. Like, I just didn't think it did a very good job at telling that story of it. So yeah, that's The Woman in the Yard with 2 stars on Letterboxd. And then that same night on March 29th, so I ended up watching 3 movies that day. I decided to watch Bloody Summer Camp on Blu-ray. This one, I talked a little bit about this in my New Jersey HorrorCon video. That's where I picked this Blu-ray up, and I had met David Kerr. He signed it here on the front. I had not seen this before. It's 125 minutes and 31 seconds. It actually tells you the seconds on the back, which I think is very weird. I don't know if this is going to focus, but yeah, it's not going to focus. But yeah, 125 minutes and 31 seconds. I've never seen that before. For a low budget horror movie, I really didn't think this was that terrible. I did give it 2.5 stars. It's got some cheesy acting in it. Yeah, Felissa Rose, who I believe was in Sleepaway Camp. I've never actually seen Sleepaway Camp. I know I really should. And then Dave Sheridan, who was it Doofy in the Scary Movies? But I don't know. I thought it was all right for, like I said, a low budget film. It's a throwback slasher. It takes place in 1986. I do think that the 125-minute and 31-second runtime is a little long for a movie like this. It probably would have benefited a little bit better being more in that 80 to 90-minute range, but I don't know. But overall, I think it was still kind of a decent movie. being so low budget. Like I said, I met Dave Kerr, the director at New Jersey Horror Con. He's a really nice guy, and I kind of want to keep giving him my support. So I'm hoping to check out more of his films. I know there's actually a sequel to this that looks like it's coming out this year. He also has a few other um, movies on Blu-ray that I kind of want to check out. I'm hoping maybe I can run into him at another horror convention. I don't know if he's going to be at Chiller at all this year, or maybe one of the other usually horror cons when those come around again. But yeah, that is Bloody Summer Camp. All right, so that's it. That is everything I watched in the month of March here. Let me know what you guys watched. Like I said, I watched 25 movies and two limited series. Those are on Netflix. Actually, most of the streaming stuff that I watched this month was on Netflix. But yeah, let me know what you guys watched in March. I hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share this out with your friends. I'm on Letterboxd, Instagram, and Facebook. I will put the link in the description below to all those social media platforms. Thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you next time.